All right, so Dr. Fleet created something called zone healing, which basically, in a summary, is that there are 6 major systems in the body. As we look at this, you'll see them on the screen. Kim, if you want to switch over to the slide.
It's on there.
Okay. We have the glandular zone, which controls all the glands of the body. Pineal for sleep, hypothalamus, pituitary. We're talking about the majority of the function: sleep, memory, concentration. This is the master hormone system: thyroid, thymus gland, pancreas, adrenals, ovaries, testicles. So that's the system. Now, in the chiropractic model, this is super cool. If you understand that our brain controls our glands in our head through the nerve. So the nerves come out of here, come out of your back, go out of your back into the brain, and then the brain sends the nerves back out, back to the, okay, even though of course the brain is right there, but you get the idea. So the brain sends nerves down here, these nerves go to your thymus gland for immunity, the nerves go here to your thyroid gland, and so as long as the brain can talk to these organs and these organs can talk back to the brain, you have health. But if something interferes with that transmission, let's say a bone out of place, you had a misalignment in your spine, it puts pressure on the nerve, that nerve goes to your pancreas. So let's say brain, nerve comes here, out of your spine to your pancreas, or out of your spine to your adrenal glands. If that signal is too fast or too slow, you'll have disease. 1% disease, 100% disease, whatever it is, it's dysfunction. Well, there's only a few ways to knock that communication out. There's only a few ways that this electricity can't get here. One is through a misalignment. How do you do that? Falls, slips, trips, stumbles, inactivity. The other one's through poisons. You can take a poison or have lack of nourishment. It makes muscles too tight or too loose, causing the spine to be pulled out of alignment. Then the signal can't get to the organ or tissue. The other one is thought, autosuggestion. You can create a bad thought, stresses you out, tightens up a muscle, pulls the bone out of place. The signal can't go from here to here to there to there to there. So Dr. Fleet was astute enough to know, since he was a chiropractor, our only way of addressing people in our scope is to do it through the spine. Now, the cause of the spine out of alignment was either a thought, a trauma, or a toxin. That's what this chart said. So you start with the laws of the body. Are you drinking water? Are you sleeping? Are you stretching? Are you moving? Are you keeping the body clean? I'm doing all that. Oh, it must be a thought. 80% of the time it's a thought. I'm going to do a method of treatment where I'm going to check these 6 zones. What are the 6 zones? Well, there's the glandular zone. There is the, that's not how you do it. There is the elimination zone. We eliminate our solids, liquids, and gases from our body. Same way, the nerve comes out of the brain, comes out of the spine, upper neck, goes to the sinuses. And then the sinuses send the communication back to the brain. Goes out of the brain, from the spine, back to the lungs, tell the lungs to breathe properly or not. Too fast, too slow, disease. Heart's the same way. Heart beats too slow, that's a disease. Heart beats too fast, that's a disease. All diseases and illnesses is too much or too little of energy into the body. The only way we can be alive and conscious is our brain has to talk to the body and our body has to talk to the brain. How it gets jacked up? Thoughts, traumas, or toxins. Since most of it, 80% is thoughts, we're doing this kind of class. Because you can use this if it's 80%. If it was just don't get in accidents, we'd teach defensive driving or something. I don't know. So elimination, that's a zone. The nerve zone, this is our autonomics, our fight or flight, our rest and digest. Our digestive zone. It's so simple, but it's mind-boggling how simple. That there's literally a nerve that comes out of your brain, that comes out of your back, that goes to your stomach. And then the nerve has to go from the stomach to tell the brain what's happening back to the spine. So if there's any problem in the spine, then someone who works with the bones and the muscles and the nerves could help you physically. But we still got to get to the cause. So if the problem keeps coming back, there might be more causes. I'm scoped for muscle, bone, nerve. I teach, but I'm teaching to help you become aware so maybe you can do something about it and then you don't have to keep coming for the same problem. So what I'm going to do is do chiropractic using the knowledge and laws that we have and ask questions, but I'm still going to push or stimulate 4 segments of the spine to reset that zone. And then if you change your habit, change your actions, you could fix it. Now, it could happen instantaneously. I could say or do something and it pops and you go, wow, shifts your whole view. Just like Monica said, shifted my whole view on stuff. She did it, I didn't. I just asked a question. But I know her body, so any of you that have an illness or a sickness, you got to know there's some unforgiveness, there's some intolerance, there's some criticism, self-condemnation that's manifesting in your spine, your ache, your pain. All thoughts strive for outward expression, so you have to know. The 1 more zone, 2 more zones, muscular zone, and then the circulatory zone. Our thoughts tell the nerves to operate normal, fast, or slow. So I haven't presented it that way, but I want y'all to see this is really what I'm doing. So when I'm working on you physically, I'll check your zones, whichever zone's out, that's the one I'm focused on. How it got that way, I'll go, what happened? I fell out of my bed. Oh, okay, trauma. Now we can dive in deeper. Why did you, but that's not necessary, just fix the trauma. I've been eating a lot of bad stuff. Okay, can read the laws of the body. See if you can correct that. If you don't, you might keep coming in for the same problem. You're going to keep having Charlie horses if you probably don't get the nutrients you need. So get your act right, get the nutrients, or you're going to keep coming in here for a lot of visits, or you're never going to really get well because you're not handling the nutrient. Or the thought, hey, if you don't handle that, you're going to keep, I'm here, I'll push on your back, I'll help you, and you'll get better, but it might not stay if you don't change what you do. So that's what I'm doing as a chiropractor, but I'm just really good at asking questions. So I'm looking for a volunteer. Let me just make sure. I am recording this. You don't have to say sensitive information, but I'll ask you questions. You can keep names and all this stuff, but I would like to record it. I do put these things out there for teaching purposes. I don't get a lot of views. So it ain't like the whole world. It ain't like as nobody's looking for this.
You may be the one that goes viral.
But the doctors out there and the other healers, they appreciate seeing it. So does an individual, here's how I want to preface this. We did forgiveness and prejudice. We're going to start first with an ache or something in the body, and I'm going to try to tie it to an emotion, because that's what we studied. But the idea is I'm going to treat it chiropractically. Okay. So who has something that you would like resolved or worked through that's been revealed to you, and you don't mind being a demonstration? Anything you want. You just tell me what you want, and I'll either show you what's wrong with the body and link it to that, or I'll take that and link it to the body. Either way. You want to be a volunteer? Okay. Do you have, what is the thing that, yeah, I'm going to use it down here. What's the biggest thing that you would like resolved or helped with or get on the way to being better?
Okay, so one of the things I'm working on is my way of thinking, and it was on the prejudice side. So I noticed that sometimes when I think something, I believe it. It is not true, no way or form true, but I'm like, that is the truth I'm going to hold on to.
Right. Now, with that, that means that there's some decision you made or some truth you held on to that you perceived was more negative than positive in your life that you regret or you haven't forgiven yourself for. Is there anything in that pops up when I say that? And you don't have to give us, you don't have to give us the details if you don't want. You can make it juicy, but you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you like to open that up and break that down and neutralize that a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, come on over here. Honey, I need a headrest. I'll take that. All right, and I'm going to have you in just a second.
Where do the
Leave fast done. Just, I don't know. Paper towel's fine. Do you want to give us any, what about health-related issues? Anything about your health of your body you would like to see significantly improved that just hasn't really gotten better?
No, but I do exercise a lot, and I eat right, and I don't lose any weight.
Okay. Face down. So everything someone says is of valuable importance, because it's just asking a question, and whatever the subconscious brings up is food for thought, literally. So what I'm going to do here is if she came to me, I would say, okay, let me see what I can do to help. I'm going to check her 6 zones. And I'm just going to see what zone is not functioning ideally that's throwing her physiology off. Then we'll tie it to, maybe we'll tie it to a thought. We already have something. She already knows her decisions she sticks to without maybe evaluating them. Then when I asked her the question about something maybe she's done that she hadn't forgiven herself, it popped in. So go to that moment go to a moment where you've made a decision, maybe hastily, you regret it to this day, and you still haven't quite balanced that and seen all the benefits that equal the drawbacks. Go find that moment in your mind and let me know when you're there. As she searched for something that she hadn't forgiven herself, or she regrets, or she has resentment towards, and doesn't see as many benefits as drawbacks, all I'm doing with this is just getting her mind present with that. Because when we're not present, we're judging. And I told you all emotions are lies. Well, it's because you're not present with the scene and see it for what it really is. You've just seen half of the equation. I'm going to help her see the other half. Okay. You there? Mm-hmm. Okay. When was this?
In my mid-20s.
Okay. And where were you?
Like locally?
Yeah.
I was at home.
Okay. Who's all in the scene?
My ex-husband and my mother-in-law.
Okay, mother-in-law, you, ex-husband. Those 3?
Yes.
Morning or afternoon?
Morning.
All I'm doing is just trying to get her mind to bring all the data in. Okay. You kind of, in your mind, you have the context, the content of what was going on? Yep. Okay. Now I'm going to just check to see what the brain, because our past stressors are stored in the body. When I take her back to that moment, her physiology reverts back to what she felt in that moment. High heart rate, digestion, glandular function, circulatory function, all of that is, as she re-experiences that, this starts going back into that mode. Do you feel anything popping up as far as your body feel a little different going back and looking at it?
I'm in pain right here all of a sudden that I wasn't before.
Yeah. Right side tends to be the masculine. Shoulders, usually we metaphorically think burden. These are just words to metaphorize, if that's a word, our thoughts manifest in the body. That's why I said 80% of our stuff is psychosomatic. And then we seek all these different methods of treatment, and it may be something in here that got re-stimulated. Anniversaries, people. So I'm going to check. You there in that moment? I'm going to press on 6 spots on the back of your head. You just tell me, you have one job. You tell me which spot is the most noticeable out of the others. Okay? Here we go. Here's number 1. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll do it again. Go and go back to that moment.
Okay.
You see everybody there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you see what the issue is? Okay. You tell me which one's most tender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It was 1.
1. 1 is the glandular system. So here's what I know about the glandular system. The glandular system is our sex and creative area. So usually involves family. Stifles, when that's out of order, we not only physically, we have trouble with sleep, memory, focus, concentration, metabolism, weight loss. pancreas for the breakdown of sugars, and then we see the adrenals for stress management, and then our ovaries and testicles. Those are our creation. So creating in life, whether it's children, career, she has a gift that has been stifled, that she hasn't brought out, because there's something about herself she does not trust. Even though she says, I trust, I just think it and I do it. Well, she also has an equal amount of think and don't do. Just not aware of that. So her glandular system. So when I adjust C1, that's that cervical one, T1, thoracic one, that little one, that one down there, lumbar one, and sacral one, that will reset her glandular system. Better sleep, stronger immune, better digestion, more creativity, more regulated metabolism, more blood pressure, a feeling of worthy. See, oftentimes we maintain certain weights as a protective mechanism, as a subconscious protective mechanism. You see it a lot, especially with women, especially if they're not fulfilled in some manner. And then the moment they make decisions, all of a sudden metabolism cranks up. Like, whoop, like, whoa, I'm getting my act together. You've seen it too many cases. So in the simple chiropractic way, when I adjust C1, T1, L1, S1, with her, since she's not an active patient, I'm going to gently stimulate those areas. And then what we're going to see is metabolism is going to start cranking up. A desire for, hey, I have more desires. Right now she's exercising. A desire to make sure my diet is perfect. A desire to think the thoughts about health and wellness in my body. A desire to make sure, because losing weight is way more than just the food and exercise. It involves rest, recreation, recuperation. That's law of recuperation. It involves moving every joint and every way of the body every day. That's the law of movement. It involves making sure the inside and outside are clean. That's the physical washing of the out, but then what about the inside? Self-condemnation, self-criticalness makes us hold on to crap, which means hold on to weight, sabotages the metabolic system from doing its job. And then there's one more law, nourishment, physical, spiritual, mental nourishment. So that's how we could address her very easily without going into depths of all the baggage. Now, this situation that what was it about the event, if you can share, that you most resented, or you found that's more of a negative than a positive that you would like to change?
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, so go back to that moment where you feel that there was more negative than positive. Okay, you there? Mm-hmm. And you perceive that you made some mistake of some sort?
Yes. Okay.
Now, and you still to this day kind of regret some of that?
I don't regret it 100%, but yes, I regret some of it.
Okay. Can you share what part you do regret, or
I didn't want to get married, and I felt like I was being unheard. I was being told that the wedding was coming up, we had guests that were there, we had to go through with it.
Okay.
And I was like, can we just go back and not do it?
But you did it.
Well, we did.
Okay. What was the biggest benefit to you, to your life, the biggest benefit out of getting married at that time to that gentleman?
My kids. My kids are the biggest benefit.
Yeah. That's why it's glandular. There's just in her brain, there's this association, just running, a concept running in the background, that there's some regret. But now as we go, no, my kids. That's a big one, obviously. What's another, and what have the kids taught you about life that you could have never got without them, without getting married?
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
You love them even when they're adorable. You love them when they're dirty. You just love them.
Yeah. There's no greater lesson than what we learned today on forgiveness, the oneness of it all. But somewhere deep in there, whether she was aware of it or not, she has this feeling like, wow, I didn't want to do that. But as we just shift that and go, oh, I can see it was awesome. What's another major, major benefit that came out of that marriage in addition to the kids? What'd you learn from it? Right. Say that again. Yeah. Kids, learn how strong it was. I didn't really want to get married, but because of it, look what happened, the strength. Now, how do you, when you say how strong you are, and what was the biggest strength that you brought up from within that you didn't know you had?
I was very much a pampered princess when I was young. So I was an only child, got whatever I wanted, everything came to me very easily. And while I was married and then after my divorce, I had to do it all on my own.
Yeah, a season of life where you start one season on one end of the pendulum, pampered princess. Now you're on the other end, the opposite of pampered princess. Almost like a Cinderella.
Mm-hmm. The opposite.
The opposite. Riches to rags, rags to riches. These are just cycles of life, whether it's mental or physical or spiritual. You have these seasons. What's another major benefit of marrying that young man at that time? What would you tell him if you were, again, assuming that you already, hey, thank you for these kids. Thank you for helping me become a strong woman. What's another thing that you could look at him and say, you know what, I'm so grateful to you because what you taught me and what we went through made me who I am today.
See, that's the forgiveness part we're not at yet.
Okay, okay, so this is good. Asking question now reveals something that she doesn't know. She didn't answer the question, and I'm loving you here when I say this. She didn't answer the question. I didn't ask. I asked, what is something that you're grateful to your ex for that's made you who you are today? That's the question I asked, but she didn't answer that. She said, well, that's the problem with forgiveness I'm not good at. So it's okay, but I asked a very specific question.
There's nothing.
Now, this is beautiful. There is nothing, always and nevers, no things and all things are what create cancer. The far polarities, even on our religion, when we get so fanatical, I'm not saying don't be fanatical, but when we get far, far out there, or far on the opposite, that's where the problems occur. People can't handle that. That's too much. So she said, see, this was powerful for you. She said, there's nothing. That's how much she's holding on to this. That's how much there's healing involved here that would dramatically transform her entire life. Can I keep going? Mm-hmm. What's the thing that you most resent, most despise about this man? If you had to pick one thing, just one, I'm only giving you one, what's the most thing that you, if you had to place them at the highest, that you most despise, most resent about this individual?
His attitude.
Okay. Go find a moment where he was displaying the attitude that you have in your mind. Okay? Go find a moment and let me know when you find, because I don't know what attitude means. So she's going to go find a moment that she's looking at. Mm-hmm. You got it? Mm-hmm. Okay, when was this?
My daughter's graduation.
Okay. Where was that at?
At college.
Okay. You're there? Mm-hmm. And who's, obviously there's a bunch of people there, but who's immediately there with you and around you and him?
My kids. My mother-in-law, him, and the dean of college.
Okay. So you see the event, you're in it. Mm-hmm. Now, what did he do or not do? What did he display or demonstrate that you represents this attitude? What did he do or not do?
If he took credit for my daughter's achievements.
Okay. He took credit for her achievements. And that was most frustrating and aggravated. Why?
Because they were her achievements.
Okay. So, this is where and this is out of love. You could all feel that. You're already crying, huh? You okay? You need tissue? Okay. The crying is the first time that we really looked at the scene. There is tissue here if you need it underneath you. Now, so what she's saying is, hey, she worked her rear off. She did it. Amongst all the stuff, she did it.
Yep.
What I admire, she didn't say, well, because I did that. Because some people, here's another truth bomb, we're proud of people when we think we had something to do with it. We're not proud when they do go against our values and morals, but we're proud of them when they live in them. It's back to bias. As long as you live the life, then I'm proud of you. If you go against the life, I'm not proud of you. And that's conditional love. That's not unconditional. So we're not dealing with that. But for her to recognize this attitude in the husband means she has it. She has taken credit for her daughter's achievements. She's just not aware of it. And that sucks to say that. Because I'm not trying to make her bad. But she only sees it in him because God loves us enough to bring people into our life to reveal the part of our heart that we're not seeing. That's what he represented. So the moment she loves, she can see what he was doing. And the moment she sees that she's doing the same thing that he was doing, the forgiveness dissolves. I mean, forgiveness comes in, the resentment dissolves. She maintains whatever health has been in her body at the time. Keep going? You good? Hey, here's what now what I need you to do is I need you to go find a moment in your life where you took credit from the time of conception for that little girl all the way up till today. Go find a moment where you took some credit in a same or similar way that your ex took credit. And it could be in anything: school, looks, smarts, her heart, any area of life where you perceived you took credit for accomplishments. Then okay, let's do this. Go back to the moment where your ex did what he did. There's you, the mother-in-law, him, crowds of people. And how did he take credit? What was the thing he did, said, that he took credit?
He said he paid for her school and supporting her throughout.
Oh, see, you got to get more. The reason she can't see it is because we haven't got specific on what the judgment really is. It's not credit. It's something he did or didn't do about that. So he said he paid for her school and supported her while she went to school. And you know that to be otherwise, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So go find a moment. So what did he do? He took credit, but what did he?
What were his words, or what was he said, or what?
In that moment, what are you most resenting? He took credit, but it was how he took credit.
Yeah.
And what is it that you most resent? How did he do it, or what did he say? What do you feel that was the most?
So I guess it's not really that he took credit, it's that he didn't give me the credit.
Okay. Now we got more
There
clear.
we go.
There we go. So now we are back to the proud. Yeah. So see now, this is why questions. Now, I just again to say, as a chiropractor, I'm not going to do this all day long in my office. I have moments where I'll do this, but I'm not equipped for this. That's not my job. But as a teacher, I'm just teaching you in healing, because the healing would stop here. I would adjust her 4 places. I would give her what she needs to adjust her, and she would begin to resolve the issue. But this does involve a little bit of look. And this is what therapists and counselors and people do. But I'm demonstrating to you that the judgments, just question. So, okay. So the real issue is he took credit, said that he paid for stuff, but really he didn't give her any credit. Like, I didn't get some of the credit. Okay? So now we got more clarity. So I want you now to go to a moment where you took you took some credit for your daughter's accomplishments, but you didn't give him any credit. And it could be in anything. You got one?
I got it.
Okay. When was that?
With one of her final projects.
Okay. And where was this?
When she was in college.
Okay. And who all witnessed or observed this?
My daughter, myself, and him.
Okay. You got it? You kind of felt that, a little sticky, huh? All right. Go find another one. Another moment where you...
Okay.
Good. See, now, because we got the right question. We got the right content. Okay, good. You see the where and the when? Who observed it? The only reason for the where and the when and who observed it is just to get her again present. And for her to see that other people observed her doing that.
We did just the three of us on
Okay, good. Okay, go find another moment where you took some form of the credit and you did not give him even an ounce of it. You just said, nope, I ain't giving him none of that. Okay, and whenever we get to I can't think of one, it just means that we got to get a little bit more present. The words might not be right. There's more to the picture. So go back to graduation, where he's taking credit by saying he contributed. He didn't give you credit. You there?
I'm there.
Who all heard him take credit and not give you credit?
Everyone.
Everyone. You see everyone? How many is that? 5, 10, 15 people? Okay. And what do you most resent about that, him doing that?
But he didn't give me any of the credit.
Mm-hmm. Now, you can see that you've done that a few times, right?
Yeah.
Now, to completely neutralize this, we'd find all the times that she did the same thing to the same degree that her ex did. It's a little humbling, but it exists because she wouldn't see it. She's toned down a tiny bit on the judgment, just a tiny, but there's still more to the equation. Now, I'm going to switch questions for a minute. What was the biggest benefit to you of him at that moment not giving you credit for your contribution? How did that benefit or serve you from that moment till now?
The bad news is my daughter spoke up and gave me the credit.
Oh, who would you rather credit from? The ex or the daughter?
One to get from him.
Right. What was another benefit of your daughter? What was the benefit of your daughter giving you the credit and speaking up in front?
She showed she really appreciated what we did.
Yeah. What we did, she said. The daughter can see both sides. The daughter's not caught in she's caught in her own drama of the marriage, but she doesn't have the same prejudgments, biases that mom and dad have. It's a battle for love, but she's saying, hey, I love you both, even for who you are. I'm just going to throw this question out just because I asked it first. When I ask you lessons that you learned from your ex and things that because he did what he did, you are now more resilient for, what comes to mind?
A lot of things.
Oh, a lot of things. Okay, so in your mind, as you're going through a lot of things, just in your mental note, 1, 2, 3, 10, 12, 15, how many things are just running through your mind right now that you could go, okay, I could give him some credit for that.
5.
Good. So now we have like 7 things. Before it was, there's nothing. So as we bring the brain down and we bring more awareness to the brain starts to equilibrate. Now it's more reasonable. Saying there's nothing is not reasonable. Saying that there are 7 things is way more reasonable. So we're coming out of the animal. Why am I doing this? Because her glandular system is now becoming back normal. she will see a tremendous metabolism change. She will see a desire to do something that will help her move forward that she didn't before. Whether that's less sweets, so the pancreas doesn't have to do much, less energy drinks. I don't know if she does that or not. Less something, some habit that she's doing to cope with whatever it is. And it could be just the habits. Sweets, there you go. Well, and there's a direct correlation between. And by the way, the pancreas, yes, it's a sugar processor, but diabetes, other than being the natural, you eat too, the health food, sugar, not break it down too much, is diabetes is self-righteous. We're too bitter, so our body tries to sweeten itself up. That's the psychology between diabetes. Now, yes, you could just overeat too much, but then there's a reason for that. Self-righteousness. Self-righteous. Inside, I did this, he didn't. I had to go through this, you didn't. How dare you take credit for something I did? You weren't around for this. I struggled. I worked jobs. I did all of this while you did that with them. Self-righteous. I did this. I did this. I did this. I did this. I want some credit because your sorry butt didn't. Yeah. See, what happens is as we get in tune, I start connecting. They're not my words. It's just me opening up, and this is what's coming through to help her. This is what when I'm present treating, I'm doing this, but not this long. I'm just transmitting that into the body. That's the suggestive. All this stuff you hear me, this is part of just offering people great suggestions, loving, caring, kind. Your body's doing this, your body's doing that. Understanding, not judging. I'm not judging. I think I say, yeah, he's a sorry this and what a. No, I'm just, but I'm teaching here. Teaching. Again, the people who do zone, we just adjust her and she'd be on her way and we'd help her work it out. Already it's dissolving. Now, good call. Kim said, you want to talk about the collective aspect. Well, each of you sitting here, right here, as we've spent 3 hours together, we've got a great bond already. You are also this person on the table. It's bringing up events in your life, specifically areas of your life where you didn't get credit, where you think you should have gotten credit. There's resentments. You spent your life, you dedicated your life to help this person. Or where we were self-righteous. Self-righteous. Yes. But every one of you are receiving the same healing. When I adjust her glandular zone, you have to know that the pineal gland will restore back online. Meaning, sleep. Restorative sleep. Provided that you change your actions, will maintain it. I mean, sometimes we get these instant miracle cures because it was just a thought, but other times it is a lifestyle. You stay up all night long, you're going to be tired. You'll get some relief, but hypothalamus, pituitary, metabolism, function, memory, master hormone function. So any imbalance in hormone will begin to balance. But remember, the hormones are imbalanced 80% of the time because of incorrect awarenesses, incomplete awarenesses, which throw off our chemistry. So all these chemical imbalances are because of thoughts or past emotions that have been stored. She didn't come here thinking she was going to do this. How do we tie forgiveness and intolerance and prejudice? That's a strong prejudice. And she could say, I'm justified for it. You okay? Yeah. You feel her feeling it? So there's probably some good, if she's open for it, as the unconscious becomes conscious, she has some things to work on. But I want to bring it to awareness. The thyroid comes online. That regulates metabolism and blood pressure. So what? You reckon she gonna, if we see her in a couple of months, this is not going to be the same person. We adjust the glandular zone, the pancreas, the bitterness starts to deplete. The desire for sugar will be less and less. She will definitely now, when she tastes sugar, it slowly will begin to taste different than what she likes. She'll still have the desire, little desire to do some as a treat for her hard work, but the desire for this just random carb influx of sugar, it won't taste the same. Because she was bitter, she's requiring sweet. She drops the bitter, she drops the sweet. That will help her with her metabolism and her weight. Adrenals, that's our stress glands, the constant flow up and down of us trying to cope with our stresses. She'll find less swing. Stress, more sugar, more weight, more bit. So we just resolved that. And then our ovaries. Now, there's more to create here. And it may not be physical babies, but she has more to offer. She spent the time taking care of the kids and growing, and now she's working on herself. She'll be able to create beyond she's ever been able to create and bring it to fruition. She already knows what she thinks comes to fruition. Now what she creates will come to fruition. It'll just be on the constructive side, not the destructive. You create either way. We're already creating. Your life shows what you're creating. Your health shows what you're creating. That's your thoughts. What your body and your life show, that's it. There's no other option. So I'm going to adjust your glandular zone. I'm going to stimulate it. You cool with that? I'm just going to use a little tool. And the reason I'm not physically adjusting her is just because she's not a patient. And I could. I think she's perfectly healthy, but just for sake of just staying within reason here, you're going to feel a little click, click, okay? No big deal. Just little clicks. Just little. And I want you to get the idea as I'm working on you. Perfect glandular health. Less and less bitterness. More forgiveness. And you will begin to identify the benefits that he provided for your strength and your daughter's strength and your life and her life, and how he taught you to be resilient and strong. Those are what you're looking for. Not to provide him validation for what he did and what he didn't do, but for you to forgive by seeing what he did was equal, just as much good as you perceive bad. And if you could go back and change it, you wouldn't have what you have now. It took all of that to create what you've helped create. You need two sides of the coin. The coin is not a coin. He plays one side, you play the other. And you're grateful for that. That's what you're working towards. Okay, so you're working, and you'll come to that because there's a lot involved with marriages and babies. There's a lot involved with all of that and all the things. But as the time goes, you'll see more and more, and you'll have the desire. See, you're like, dang it, that guy. Because there's plenty of things that he did that she loved, that she did, that she's like, yeah, I remember that moment. That was a great moment. But we're just skewed the brain right now with more negative than positive in that area. That's all. No biggie. So I'm going to give you one last suggestion, and then you're free, okay? I'm so grateful that you helped, because you got to show you helped everybody, all right? You just have to know that everyone in here has changed because of what you just did. We restored the normal nerve life to all the glands of your head. You'll see an improvement in memory, an improvement in your energy. You'll see an improvement in the texture of your skin, even in your hair, because that's all glandular function. Normal nerve life is being sent to the glands of your stomach, to your thyroid gland, to your adrenal glands, to all the glands of your digestion. You'll notice an improvement in your appetite. Physical appetite, mental appetite, spiritual appetite. As I read this is your suggestion for all of you. In your ability to sleep better and eliminate appropriately. So if you start snotting out stuff, coughing out stuff, pooing, peeing out stuff, you're like, am I okay? Yeah, you're just eliminating old baggage, because you know thoughts are things. So these thoughts will condense down and become a thing, and then you'll just get rid of it, okay? Proper nerves are being sent to the kidneys. All the pissed off, held in resentments, that's kidney stones, that's kidney problems, that's bladder problems, all of that beginning to improve. Improvement in anything, you still have your uterus and ovaries? Mm-hmm. So those areas, improvement in that for hormone imbalance and creativity. For men, it's the prostate and the gonads. You'll see all of that work better. And nerve life to your entire glandular system is being increased. You're going to feel overall sense of relaxation. and a much better outlook on life than you already have. And here's a good one for those of you. You're not so apt to lose your temper. The animal nature is calming down, or become irritated. You'll also be able to concentrate better. So, perfect glandular health to all of you. And then just in pushing there, you should notice quite a bit of a difference.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, you may sit up. Give her a hand. Thank you. You can take. That takes a lot to sit here and be vulnerable. So thank you. But you do have to know that everybody benefited from that. And so, just for sake of saying that everybody benefited, anybody have a testimony of something personally that you just got through this process that's on the way to you recovering from some issue you want to share?
Well, I've never, ever had the thought of how did, I'm paraphrasing what you said, how did my ex-husband help me with it I need? I had never had that thought. And I'm sitting in it, and I'm going to be sitting in it for a while because I'm like, nothing. But I know there is.
And to the degree that you now, because it was unconscious, it's now come conscious. Imagine how many programs we have running.
Yeah.
And when the time's right, it turns on.
Yeah.
And now our physiology starts going back to a primitive level of consciousness. That is what cancer does. It reverts back to a primitive DNA under extreme stresses and then manifests as a mutated cell, but it wasn't by mistake.
So, if, like, my adrenals, seem like I've been fighting, like, all of my, recent years. And, like I said, I think with the not sleeping, insomnia, I think it's my circadian rhythm that's just been off forever. Can these things be restored?
Oh yes. All of now that you're aware,
Okay.
you could be still running on a program.
Yeah.
But you don't know because we're blaming on circadian rhythm, but you've changed your rhythm, but we said, oh, we made a habit. No, it's now being aware and following the laws of the body, and then being aware of when you are not sleeping, what is the content in your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to the bias of mind still because you made a habit, but you can make a new habit.
There are some physical habits that you can create.
Yeah.
That at night, you can have a pattern of habits, whether that's a bath or reading a book, turn off the blue lights around you at certain times. In the evening, look at this sunset, the colors in the sunset, and those rays give off a certain vibe for your circadian rhythm. Same thing in the morning with the early morning.
But I do want to share.
Physical things. There's the mental
I want to share that pineal gland, what you just got.
Yeah.
Watch. I'm just going to say it. You're going to see a tremendous difference in your sleep pattern. Just being aware that your rhythm, there's no mistake it's glandular, no mistake you had sleep, and you originated earlier. There's a program running in there from the past. We could go back to the moments where you first started having sleep problems, just like I did with her, and I could start asking questions, pop it, and then dissolve the issue.
Okay. Okay.
So it's worth
I
it.
know you adjusted me last week, right? And I've been sleeping better.
Now you got a mental adjustment and a spiritual adjustment. And as you work through what you're grateful for the husband. By the way, important, you only find the gratitudes enough to even it out, not overdo it to where now you're like, oh, I want to get back. you just, all we're looking at is bringing the balance together, and that's it. That's it. You're not trying to go too high, too low. You just want to stack up enough benefits to you, the kids, the family, your life, till you go. You could look at him, you don't have to, but you could look at him and go, thank you. And you would even say this, if you really did it, I love you. Thank you. I love you because you gave me these gifts. And for that, I'm grateful. That's the place of true forgive and forget. No. So.
Yes, I can totally agree with the rhythm part of it, because between Monica and I, we got 55 years of military time, so we were on a rhythm for so many years. And so when we retired, we were still in that rhythm, and we kept telling ourselves, it's just how it's going to be. But once you make that conscious effort and willingness to accept it, it's gonna be a process, but, now we speak like great.
Good. All right, anybody, Melissa?
Thank you for your
I was just
support.
gonna say that was really helpful for me as well, and I can feel that because, of course, my ex-husband talked to my and my self-righteousness during that time that if he would have talked to me years ago, I would have said, oh gosh, she's a narcissist and this and that and that, like all these things. Whereas now, like even every time I hear these things, it gives me a little bit more compassion, right? Because number one, I was very unconscious during that period, but now I'm more conscious of my side and what I was doing that I could see back then. And I'm more grateful because, I can see now like some of the characteristics even in my children that I know don't come from me, that are positive characteristics. And I'm like, oh, okay, there still is. I mean, I don't have a relationship with them any longer, but I can see, like, in my older daughter, like, she has these beautiful organizational skills that are not for me. But her dad was a very organized person, so now I can look at them and sort of see those little characteristics. And I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. I'm grateful for that. So, yeah, that was even more.
So,
When you told me to go back and find the things that I was grateful for her, I was like, oh.
because the issue really involves, the deep-seated issue is her, you, and him. And so as we get closer to figuring out what is the real judgment, what's the real thing that's got you spun up, and there's many, there's not just one, but the importance of getting the specific moment is it takes all the hearsay and all the emotions we've stacked up and brings it back down to, well, what is the thing? So the Rays of the Dawn helps you calm that down. The concept therapy helps you develop it in a way that you get to do it yourself. But it's study. It's all study. It's all work. It's not easy. There's no one quick fix.
I would say, and it's not just study, it's also practice.
Practice.
Because to me, like that's, like I can know all these things all day long. So I'm not actually apply them, practicing
Yeah.
them. Like in the times where I'm so triggered by something, and I'm like, okay, this is what I normally do. I go to that extreme or have that thought, but now I have some other tools where I can like, okay, hold on. Let's think about this in a different way and respond or pause or whatever it is I need to do. But practicing.
Anyone else before we close? Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you, because you did help not only yourself, you helped me, you helped everybody. Same scenarios, we all are in the same boat. It's just you're the voice speaking, but we're all the same. And so we all become better for this. So last minute questions before you get to finish out your weekend?
Yeah, but after my adjustment, I did have some discomfort for a couple of days after the eating hammer. What is that saying to me?
Well, my assumption would be that we took bone that hadn't been moved in a little bit, and we moved it pretty good. And so that may be the side effect of that. That's my assumption without checking, but
I figured as much,
yeah.
And having been a patient of Dr. Bobbitt for 20 odd years, I've been through 3 or 4 big ice bags. He loves ice. He's not too much in the heat department.
Oh, okay.
He loves ice. He loves ice. He has adjusted rehab at least everything. Too many years of carrying 40 and 50-pound briefcases every day. He's fully functional as a Dr. Bobbitt.
Thank you. So thank you for coming, for spending your day here. We will send this will be on the YouTube, so at Dr. Bobbitt Team, if you don't have subscribed, if you want to watch it again, you can. But subscribe, we'll throw this out. Be looking for quite a bit more on suggestive therapy. I'm going to be doing quite a bit on that. I think it's something you have not seen and heard much, but it is what I just did here. And you can do for anybody, in any way, in any form. You don't have to be a doctor to do it. You just pray differently, or add to, right? All right. Enjoy. Thank y'all.